Hello, this is Danny Raymond, the voice behind Ray's Guide. And to start out, a happy Thanksgiving to all my viewers in the United States. And since that includes me, I'm doing this in a hurry before heading out to my own planned festivities. I'll be having Ray do his usual first flight guide and have that up tomorrow probably. But didn't want to wait for full day before getting my thoughts out on the ARGO RAFT, the reinforced advanced freight transport, which dropped today at $110 war bond with lifetime insurance with new money and $125 with store credit and $120-month insurance. The RAFT is a punch straight in the nose of the base Freelancer, so the best way to start my thoughts would be the pros of it versus the Freelancer. As I can imagine that any Lancer owner now is wondering if they should trade in the old shiny bird for a new orange brick, which brings up an interesting quirk for this IAE. You can upgrade from the Lancer to the RAFT, but only if you pay more or use store credit. Here's why. For the initial concept sale at this IAE, they are offering a war bond upgrade to the RAFT at $110, but that is exactly the Freelancer's upgrade value. A while back, CIG stopped offering zero-cost CCUs because people were hoarding them by the thousands. So no CCU from the base Freelancer to the War Bond RAFT. You have to upgrade to the non-War Bond Standard Edition of RAFT at $125 US for $15 more. Okay, first the reasons for staying with the shiny old bird. 1. Better aerodynamics. The Lancer will undoubtedly slice through the air better. It's also just plain smaller, so it will have a smaller air profile. Number 2. Better handling and top speed. Pretty much for the same reasons. 3. Much better weaponry. The 2 turrets with size 3 weapons, plus a manned turret with size 2 for the Lancer, versus 1 size 3 remote turret plus 2 size 1s. Then on top of that, the Lancer has a fair complement of missiles, while the RAFT has no missiles at all. 4. Much better pilot-controlled weapons. The Freelancer puts all 4 size 3 weapons in control of the pilot, plus all of the missiles, while the RAFT puts just those 2 tiny hardpoints. A soloed Lancer is notably dangerous. A soloed RAFT is unlikely to be a threat to anybody. Number 5, it can carry vehicles. It is possible you can put a vehicle in a container to ship it, but you won't be able to land and unload it. CIG has made it clear in the Q&A that the containers are only filled and emptied at cargo facilities. 6, when it is implemented, the Freelancer will be able to pick up and haul ore bags from the Prospector and Mole. Number 7, the cargo in the Freelancer is protected by the hull, while the cargo in the RAFT is not. A pirate crew disabling a RAFT and can just bring up their own RAFT to it, unclip the containers with their RAFT's tractor beam, clip them onto their own, and be gone. Number 8, the Freelancer is likely to be a better ship for carrying found cargo, such as components recovered from a derelict. There does not appear to be any way in the field for opening and loading those 32 SCU containers by yourself. 9. There was a statement made a long time back, so I'm not sure if it's still applicable, but the Freelancer was described as the largest ship that could fit through a small jump point, that it was somehow designed as the Panamax for small jump points. The RAFT, being a larger ship, would not fit, if that is still the case. Okay, now the reasons for switching out of your Freelancer and going with the new orange brick. Number 1, 30 SCU more. Plain and simple, profit in the trading game is a matter of numbers, and the RAFT moves more for the money. Those 30 SCUs may be a powerful enough argument to end the discussion right there for many of us. Number 2, faster cargo loading. We are seeing the first actual impact of Tony Zurovik's presentation about cargo loading times at the most recent CitizenCon, but there is a lot of unanswered questions. I can imagine that if it were reduced to just 3 operations, many RAFT owners will be interested in doing the loading job themselves. I don't see many Freelancers owning wanting to individually line up 66 boxes. They are likely to be just hiring the local stevedores to do it. But how long will it take those stevedores to do it, and how much will it cost? And then there's the question of whether small outposts will have the equipment for handling those 32 SCU containers. And if they don't, then what? Number 3, larger crew quarters. There's a genuine crew mess area and other crew areas, while Lancers just has bunks off the hallway. Number 4, better cockpit view. The Argo has a lot of downward visibility, while the Freelancer has long been ridiculed for its narrow slit view. Number 5, the RAFT will be an ideal craft for salvaging containers off of Hull series ships. Number 6, the RAFT has rotatable thrusters. This may be useful in heavy loads off high-gravity planets. So far, though, the Freelancers had no troubles in that regard, but what of the future? Number 7, the RAFT would appear to have a larger fuel capacity. It has 3 fuel tanks compared to the Freelancer's 2, and 3 quantum fuel tanks compared to the Freelancer's 1. However, the size of the tanks is TBD, so that the difference may be illusory. Now, another implied side announcement along with the RAFT was details about the large cargo containers used on the RAFT and on the larger hull series, and possibly more. It has 32 SCU, but that opens up a question of what do they really mean by that? Do they mean that they contain 30 SCU of contents, or that they can contain 32 standard 1 SCU boxes? The difference is substantial. The standard 1 SCU box has an internal capacity of 1 cubic meter, but the walls and other structure of the box adds an eighth of a meter on each side. So the box itself is 1¼ meters square, or just short of 2 total cubic meters. So a container that can open up and put 32 S1 SCU boxes into it would have to be nearly twice as large as a container that would have the contents of 1 SCU boxes be able to be put into it. I am suspecting that the 32 SCU containers have 32 cubic meters of internal space, but that means that you won't ever be opening them up and putting 32 boxes in it. That's why I'm suspecting that those big containers won't be directly openable at all in the field. Now, an interesting thing they said in the FAQ was that the containers would be the same containers as on the hull C and larger, but said nothing about the hull A and B. Was that because they are actually designing a different bunch of containers for the hull A and B, or that they didn't want to force the hands of the designers that are working on those ships? But the capacity of the hull B comes to exactly 12 of the 32 SCU unit containers. So why not just design the hull B so that the arms can carry 12 containers? It seems like a no-brainer. But that then still leaves the hull A, whose 48 SCU published capacity is just 1½ of the containers. But does it make sense to design a container that is usable by only one ship? Or does it make a whole lot more sense, both for the ARC department and for the verse in general, to just upgrade the hull A to 2 containers or 64 SCU of capacity? Seems to make more sense to me, in which case the hull A may be in for a substantial improvement. And that's my initial view on the Hull A+, also known as the ARGO RAFT, which brings me to the Grow the Channel ship giveaway, which I am planning on sweetening a bit after the IA is over, but the details on that are still being framed. As of recording, we are at 36% of the subscriber goal and 7% of the membership goal toward getting one lucky player the Anvil Liberator, the ship-shipping ship for shipping your ships. 1 entry per video. Members are entered automatically, and for others, just be a subscriber and comment including the secret word. And the secret word for this video is either of the 2 nicknames I used for the 2 craft I was comparing earlier. Fly safe, keep it real, and I'll see you in the verse. This is Daniel Raymond for Ray's Guide.